All right. We are back at Grit Won't Quit podcast studio in wonderful Belmont, New Jersey. And we have two special guests on today. We have Ryan on the left, my left, and Mike on my right. Good morning, gents. How are you?
Good morning, Tom.
Guys are from the Door King.
Yes, sir.
What makes the Door King the Door King?
Vision.
What makes you guys the kings?
Vision, grit, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're never gonna stop.
How long you been in business?
We've been in business for 4.5 months.
4.5 months.
4.5 months, and we're doing pretty well.
And you're doing pretty well considering. Mm-hmm. What got you guys? How did you guys partner up?
I don't know. I mean, we've been
partners for a long time.
Yeah.
We've known each other
15.
for like 25 years. Mm-hmm. We've always wanted to do something together, entrepreneurial.
Uh-huh.
And Ryan's always been in construction and doing things on his own there. And then it came time where I was in a position to start investing, and he wanted to take his business a different direction. So Door King was born.
Door King was born.
Yes, sir.
So what is the competitive advantage you guys have out there against other door companies, and what sets you apart besides the fact that you're the king?
Us.
Personalities.
Yeah.
Our heart, our care, our motivation
morals,
to be the best.
Motivation of the
things
big
that
one.
we've learned and always wanted to implement, and now we're really doing it.
That I'm 43. You're 43. And since we were younger, it's always been about like, how can we be better people? What can we be doing better for ourselves? And it took a long time to grow up. And this is like, for me, I know the past 2 years, it's been like time to grow up, man. Because even up to this moment, I don't truly feel like I'm the man that I'm supposed to be. So
always growing.
Always. There's no
discipline,
learning,
responsibility. Yeah. So
no stop. Plus, I've been doing this forever. It's doors. I'm gonna take care of your door. I'm gonna make sure that your business is safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can operate and make money, and you're not down on downtime. There's nothing holding up your business. That's what I'm here for.
So you're doing commercial doors for businesses and warehouses and things like that.
Yep.
But then you also do the residential door for the garage.
For the garage doors, yes.
So now, what about door? You don't do exterior doors like for the house, just a regular exterior.
I mean, if it's like a high end, we're talking you got a $10,000 door, for sure.
You're the guy.
For sure. Yeah.
But a regular standard replace.
Yeah, no, we're not focusing on that. There's so many commercial doors. If anybody out there, you just drive around any day of the week,
Mm-hmm.
and you look around and pay attention to how many of these aluminum doors that you see with the glass in it and the glass around it, and the closers that are on the door, and the handles that are on the door, and the hinges that are on the door, and the access controls that are on the doors. And every building has an in and an out, at least one of each. You're talking every single store you see has 4 or 5 doors in it with closers on every one of them. Like, I don't need to focus on... And it's not for anything other than this is the specific
the niche
setup.
That we have,
yeah, the niche that we want Door King to be, and it's going to be commercial. And we'll do the residential garage door because everybody has one of those, and we want you to feel safe at your house as well.
Yeah.
And we can get in and out.
Sure. So now, So 4 months ago, you guys decide like this is it. Like I want to invest.
Time is now. Yeah.
What made the timing now?
Well, Ryan's been talking about. He has a construction business also.
Shout out to Morel Construction.
Morel Construction.
How long's Morel been in business?
6 years.
6 years.
But I started my first business with him when I was 22. We sat down. And I started Capital Builders, and I was too immature to carry it on properly. But I was out there door to door.
No financial backing, no understanding.
So you
weren't
guys
disciplined.
You guys were partners in.
Yeah, we tried. We tried.
How long did that last?
A year or two. I mean, I've always been there. You know what I mean?
He's always
I've
been
never
doing
left.
it, but I had to focus on me and what my thing, and then so I went my way with my family and everything, and he had to he kept going with the construction and everything, but we never fully made it a real business. We started to, but then never followed through with it.
Yeah.
And then where did you veer to?
Me, I just work full time. I'm a mechanic, crane mechanic, and I had kids, a wife, and life took over, and I went down that path. And I tried other things in the past. 2005, 2006, I bought some real estate, couple properties, and then 2008 happened, the crash, and then I wasn't disciplined enough or understood enough back then. If I would have just held on to it and rented it, I would have been okay.
Yeah.
But I just got scared. I was young. I was in my mid-20s only, late 20s, and I sold everything for short sales.
Oh,
Because I was under, so I was scared, and I was like, oh my God.
And you had a family.
And I had a family. But now when I look back, I'm like, if I would have just kept it and rented it, I would have been way over in the green right now.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
You live and learn on that one.
Live and
I
learn.
think though sometimes like that's part of the story.
Yes.
Like again, you can't fix something you don't know, right?
Correct.
So like if you're nervous and you're like, what do I do?
Right.
And again, I think 2008, 2009 was a scary time. Like it was not
Yeah,
a
it was
time
different.
where you were
It was,
like, this is easy. Like looking back in retrospect, it's easy to
Right.
say as a Monday morning quarterback, oh, I should have kept that.
Right,
In the
exactly.
moment when you're writing checks and you're stressing and your forehead is sweating,
Right.
You're like
Thinking about the next
you're
payment for the
thinking-
house.
You're like,
and,
I got the house payment, I got the kids, I got
kids,
this, I got
right.
my regular mortgage.
Right. So
You
what's
know,
more important
it's
right now? I
stressful.
got to be responsible, and that was the people I had guiding me kept pushing me in the right direction, family and everything. But at the same time, if I had more connection or a network with entrepreneurial people, I would have definitely went the other way.
It's hard though. Sometimes when you get direction, it's not bad direction. People that
it's
aren't
safe.
Right.
people that
It all
aren't
means well.
entrepreneurs don't understand.
Yeah.
Don't understand the hustle and don't understand how it all works. So like, again, if my parents, they're great people. They want nothing but the best for me, but they are not entrepreneurs. So
Correct,
like
yeah.
listening to their advice on something about a financial matter in an entrepreneurial situation, they don't have the mindset, the relevance, the experience, the knowledge.
Right.
So their advice is going to be very different than
Right.
my advice to myself, or if you guys gave me advice being entrepreneurs too. It's just a different world.
Yeah, that's all. It definitely is a different world.
It comes from
different
safety.
mindset.
A lot of safety, right?
Yeah, safety.
Right.
And again, my mom's one of the biggest listeners of the show, so she'll appreciate
Shout out
this.
to mom.
Rose. So
Rose.
she said to me when I was 25 years old or 28 years old, I said, "Oh, I'm going to be going out on quitting my corporate job to go out on my own."
Right.
28 years old, I had a nice corporate job. I worked at a Fortune 10 company. I had great benefits. I had a 401k. I had all this stuff, and it was I was able to do the job very well, and the company liked me. And she goes, "Why would you ever leave that?
Right,
You
right.
have the greatest thing in the world." And I said,
My spirit.
I said,
Gotta do it.
I think I could just do better. I think I could do more. I think I can help more people. I think I can do. And at the time, she was like, "I think you're crazy." But at the same time, I know she had my back. That if I failed, whatever, I could move back into her house and be okay. But now she looks at it and she says, "Well, it's great what you did. You have employees. You have a foundation. You have another business. So like it all kind of worked out." But at the beginning,
Right.
she probably was like, "This guy's lost his mind."
Oh, 100%. I felt that for so long. I mean, I think it's something you're born with too. I don't know.
Yeah.
The personality is just there.
100%. And again,
And-
you see a vision like, and,
Right.
the vision kind of keeps changing as you go. I've said on this podcast before, the end zone keeps moving. Like,
Yes.
I thought success was a certain thing or a certain number or a certain.
Well, success is about the inside of us, right? Like what makes us happy when we want to stop pushing, what we want to continue to do. I'm never going to put a dollar amount on success.
No.
It's not. It's
can't,
about happiness and like, am I content? Do I feel good about the things that I'm doing? And
Well, that
I think
also
that's-
goes back to what we were saying before about what makes us stand out is that service to others. We're not only doing this as, just to get by or to make money to help our family and live day to day. We want to grow into something where we could help as many people as possible.
Employ thousands of people.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
make sure
that's
that
great.
they're paid well. Like I don't think anybody should be out here slaving and worrying about having 2 or 3 jobs to pay for a house that they can't afford. Like I want to pay guys well. I want to make money. I want to make sure that the people that we're serving don't have any issues with their doors. You know, like, oh
Quality
man,
doors.
it's not working. Quality parts, Royal Service.
Quality
I mean,
parts, Royal Service.
That's
Door King, baby.
The Door King, baby.
Yeah,
that's what he said. That's what the man said today. I love it. I like that one.
Yeah, man, it's about heart, right? What are we doing in life if we're not giving ourselves and helping?
So now, you said you had a company back 15, 20 years ago, and you were immature. And now you're talking about...
I'm still immature.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I don't think any visitor, any person that's watching this would think anything different. Nah, but 20 years later, after that first business didn't happen, and you're saying, you want to do these great things for people. So, like, what changed your mindset over the years?
Just growth, man. I mean,
experiences,
yeah,
growth.
he had a completely different path than mine. I mean, at some point we were best friends, and like, he veered off and got some correction where I didn't. Right? I continued down a path where
That's crazy.
of insane, and like, a lot of it was just I wasn't loving myself, so I was staying where I was. You know what I mean? So. The whole time I hated it because I wasn't being true to myself. But that part of my life, it put me where I am. But that's something that I'm going to address later, and maybe I can help other people with, or maybe my son will need the advice from the experience that I went. But it's just growth, it's just time. Like, we don't realize the years are going by. But we're changing so much in those years, and this has just been like I'm 40 years old. There's a lot of things I don't have yet, and like I want them now, and I know that that's not always how it is. But I've grown into this, to be sure.
Okay.
It's just timing. Like,
So, and
I've matured, and I'm I think he's been waiting.
I'm still maturing. No.
Yeah.
He's been waiting. You've been waiting for him to mature.
he's been
Well,
waiting.
I've been
to
waiting.
invest in,
Yeah, we tried. A couple times.
Yeah.
That wasn't the only time. A couple years ago, when he first started the business, I tried to jump in there and do the contracting part with him, but it was too overwhelming for me at the time.
Yeah.
Because I had so much going on with work and kids and family, so I had to step back again.
Yeah.
But then finally, it was like, I don't know. I just matured enough and pushed myself because I knew that in order to serve others, to be better, I had to be the best I can be for my first.
Sure.
And I'm not there yet, but I'm way better than I've been, and I knew it was time to just pull the trigger and go.
I love this growth and maturity that you guys are seeing. I mean, because again, you're off to this path. Like you're on a good trajectory.
Thank you. Yes. No, we feel good about it. We get a lot of positive feedback about it. People love the energy, love the feeling, the thought behind it. And we've always known. We felt it since forever. Since, 25 years ago. Back in high school when we met, we just felt that energy, to be alive and love people and help, and it's not about us being the center of attention. It's just about being a community and growing together. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of growth still left in me. There's a lot of things that as a person that I can do better, and every day that's what I'm going to strive to do is be a better person, and there's nothing that's going to stop this right here. This is the future.
This is one
Powerful.
focus, though.
Now, how many guys are you have working for you guys?
Technically, it's just us
really.
two, right?
Okay.
Right now, technically, but we do have subcontractors we use. Yes, we have one guy that we use steady right now. We're picking up, and actually the past month, out of the whole month, he's probably worked a steady out of the month 3.5 weeks straight.
That's great.
Which compared to a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, where we were only averaging 2 days a week.
Yep.
Keeping them working. So
yeah, there's a lot of things that have to go into making this work. The vision that I have for it, and he's gonna have to come up with his vision, and we'll merge them. But so for what I see for Door King is I want to have a training facility where we're sitting down and we're training our employees. We're bringing in the industry leaders of the parts manufacturers like Assa Abloy and Von Duprin, bringing them in and they're teaching, educating our guys, so we're giving the best service possible, and then we want to have a culture to the business. We want to have fun family nights where we're cooking meals and they can bring their kids and their spouses, and we're hanging out and we're goal pushing. Like, what's your goal in life? How can you be better? How can you serve? what can we do to help you? You know, your kid needs to go to school. Maybe we can get a grant going somehow when we make more connections. You know, these are the things that I see coming from working, and it's going to be a long journey to get there, and we want to have fun doing it. You know, as much stress as we're going to have to deal with. This is the very beginning.
Yeah, it's going to be stressed.
24-hour service. We're doing
definitely
emergency
stress
service.
Already.
Every night I go to bed, I'm like, I hope I don't get a call. I just want to go to bed. But, you know, something breaks at 2 a.m. for a grocery store, and they need to get their stock in on the shelves. We're going to
there.
go out.
We're there.
You're the guy.
Yeah.
We're there. We're going to provide.
DoorKingToday.com.
We're going to grow it to
Any of
where
you listening.
we can handle it better and better.
That's great. So, I mean, I love
Industry leaders, man. That's
I love
where
it.
we're
I
aimed.
love
That's
it.
where
This
we're
is-
going.
Like somebody called the other day about buying us because we looked good right now, but once I said 4.5 months, he laughed. He's like, "Oh, we're definitely not interested in that yet. But whatever you're doing, you look professional. You look great.
It's great.
So,
Branding's half of it.
I
Right,
told
branding,
Mike. I
that's-
told Mike he should have told him we're going to buy you guys.
right.
There you go.
Well, that's something we're definitely going to be focused on too. Is acquiring other
Yep.
and growing.
Yeah.
Wait, you see this being more than just New Jersey as time goes on?
So, there's a particular corporation that I want to get their service contract, and through conversations, I found out that you need to be a national supplier in order to get that contract. So, it's in my mind, and I'm sure he wouldn't be against it. You know, whatever we feel is right. I mean, coming into this, I was thinking, at what moment will we exit? But when I heard that, it's like I'm a dog with a bone, man. Like I get bored of things quick, but now that I have hey, if I'm a national guy, I can get this contract. We may be.
Now that's
Yeah.
that's
No, it's
intriguing
definitely
to
in the
you.
cards.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday he was in Pennsylvania doing an estimate. So we'll go to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He drove out 3.5 hours to do this estimate. We'll do New York.
That better be a good job, though.
It was so weird.
What happened?
It was so like.
Don't say names.
No, I have to give a little description. So, we got into this vetting system, right? Because the big dogs use it, and we've been waiting for like our first, who's going to reach out first.
Yep.
So my son's mother moved to a town like 3.5 hours away, right? And the exact company, it's Amazon. So Amazon is in that town, and that's the first one that called us. Was the one from that town, three and a half
weird.
hours away. So
And she
bizarre.
just moved there.
And there's an Amazon in Monroe, which is very close to you guys.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
there's
Oh,
there's
there's-
hundreds.
yeah.
I'm at all of that.
Yeah.
I'm at all of them. But
There's one in
like,
Tinton Falls, 10 minutes away
Right.
from you.
I know.
just- it's
But
just
it's
strange.
it's a door. It opened the door, and we learned some things also from them about the vetting service we're using and how to use it better, and maybe to get seen better.
yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of companies that use it.
So it's definitely a big
Yeah, the warehouse
Potential.
business, has
Oh,
got a lot of
that's-
potential for you.
yes, big time. That's where we like to be is the focus.
Yep.
Definitely. It'll help us grow dramatically, very quickly.
Exponentially.
Yeah, exponentially. There you go. So,
And again, I think it's I think a lot of the too is once you get in with one place and they have multiple places,
Yes.
you become their guy.
As long as you give them good service, yes.
right.
Yeah.
And then they tell all their buddies, and
Yeah, definitely.
so we're in it for the long run. I mean, this is going to be a long-term thing of growth and grind, man. There's going to be so much. Like, how are we figuring this all out? It's not going to be easy, but we're doing it.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're doing it.
What's the limitation on us? It's ourselves.
Yep.
It's like anything else.
We're just trying to. We have the entrepreneurial spirit, and Door King right now is one of the main focal points for us. But there's also other avenues we want to go down. Start a networking group. We want to start a networking group, which we're about to launch in another week or two.
Nice.
Yeah.
Next level.
Next Level Alliance is the name of that one.
Woo.
We got the web page up and ready to go. It's just a couple little things we got to tweak before we want to officially launch it.
And what's that? What's that? Gonna be?
Service-based networking group for entrepreneurs in the service industry. All residential and commercial services, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, painting, etc. Just focus on them, bring it together. We're going to do 1-hour Zoom calls weekly together, just helping each other out. There's also this other thing I'm looking into. It's called Remo. I don't know if or Remo. it's pretty much a setting like this except online.
Okay.
And
Virtual.
it's a virtual networking event, and we'll set it up and we'll keep it open all the time. They could go in, and you could have 50 people in there, but there's tables all around. So you could pick a table, sit at it, and there's
Yep.
like 4 guys there, four men and women here, different, and have that set up. Have the Facebook group, the private group set up, constant
Interaction.
chat thread going on. It's just all about uplifting, helping each other. We're going to offer a raffle every month to where you join a raffle, and then whoever wins that raffle will focus on their business for a day and help them with any guidance or anything they need to get their system set up and moving.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of people for that too, because it is.
Look at you putting the W out there straight up. I love it. I love the branding.
Rewatch this. I did it every time.
All right.
But like we need.
I saw the first one and I was like, oh wow, he's really good. And then I saw it again. So here we go.
I'm always on top of my stuff. Not always.
Branding is huge, though. Branding is huge.
But we do need. We're gonna need a lot of people, because it's not just it's to help. It's to help people grow. So like when someone does win the raffle, and they're like, and we ask, what's your biggest problem in your business? And they say, oh, accounting. We need to have an accountant. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Someone that we trust, that we know that they do this and they do it well, so that they can come in and help that person.
In Monmouth County, there's a great accountant, my tax fella. Great
tax
guy,
fella?
Anthony Moriello. Shout out to Anthony. He's been on the podcast. He's actually a Wingman client. I don't want to say, tell
Perhaps
people.
they'll
it's
be
not.
interested in joining.
Yeah, he's a class act.
I mean, we're offering the first 10 customers a discounted rate of where we intend to go. We don't know what that top rate's going to end up being, and we want to offer it lifetime. So the first 10 people that join are going to keep that for as long as Next Level Alliance is going.
All right, so nextlevelalliance.com.
.net.
.net, actually, yep.
Nextlevelalliance.net.
.net, yep.
Yeah, but
That's it.
doorkingtoday.com.
Doorkingtoday.com.
Today.
With the D capital, the
T
K,
capital, K capital,
and the T capital.
Yeah. Maybe we'll end up doing some clothing too. We do have a cool. I mean, that's a cool logo.
That
man.
is a cool logo.
Yeah, everyone loves it.
You know what came up with that
That's
logo?
why I had to get it on my truck.
Chat GPT.
Really?
Right? That was a chat logo, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Shout out
there
to
was work
ChatGPT.
behind it for a lot of going back and forth and explaining it to the AI.
Yeah,
but
of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
That's pretty cool though.
And then we
that-
tightened it up, and you guys helped with the colors, right?
Yeah. Right.
Well, not on those, but on the new.
on a newer,
Yeah,
it's a
you
little
got
bit
us.
different coloring.
What's that called? A brand book?
yes.
Yeah. So we're getting our brand book done.
That's
with
another
you,
Yeah,
thing.
that is.
which we appreciate.
I think that's going to be good though for setting the stage, so that as you grow and as you talk about these technicians coming in and learning and educating, like that they know how important the brand is to you.
Yeah.
And that you do things on a certain way so that people don't misuse your logo. Again, then someone you're going to want to support, like, it seems like you guys are good community fellas. You're going to support a Little League team, and they're going to be like, oh, just, we made this flyer
Right.
for you, and you're going to be like,
Right.
what are you talking about?
Yes.
But if you say to them, use these fonts or use this color or use this look, then it always will flow. So as
Right.
you keep growing, there was a debate in my office yesterday over the W of the Wingman and about how and you put the brand manager, the chief operating officer in a room together, and I was in there just throwing in some commentary, and but they feel very passionate about it, and I couldn't even ask for more.
Right.
I have guys asking, well, when's the new T-shirt coming in? And I said, I said it's paid for. The vendor has the shirts, but what we're putting on it keeps changing. So I said probably another week or two. But on the other side is I feel great that people are so into making sure it's the right thing for the company.
It's got I got to feel amazing for you.
And the system, and you need to have the system in place. So like having that brand book, that makes it great for if you ever want to sell your company, right? Because now it's we don't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
Here, just
Yeah.
use this.
Just hand it over.
Yeah.
Hand it over.
And which is good for us as owners, because I don't want to. I know for me, I don't want to. I'm trying to get time back with all these different things that we have to deal with, and he gets it a lot from me because he'll be like, "Hey, you got to send an email," and I'm like, "Man, I don't have time to do that. I'm doing this." Like, I need that time back, and to have a system in place where brand book. I mean, that's just phenomenal.
that's-
for an
Just
owner.
makes life easier.
Yeah, we need things to be
That's something
simplified.
we're struggling with right now. Is it's the beginning, but we only had so much finances to go, and I'm trying to get more creative and bring in more financing, bring in other people's money. to grow, but our both of our times are spread so thin, and we're trying to do 1,000 different things. I have my wife helping, and
When you start a business, it's hard.
yeah, I mean,
There's a lot to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, it seems like you guys went in. You both have your own thing. Then you go in with Door Kings, and now you're doing a networking group. So like you guys like to keep pushing that limit of time.
Just keep going. Yeah.
But on the other side is as these processes kind of play out and they start implementing and working for you, well then life just becomes a little bit better because you have consistent leads. Consistent leads. That once you have that figured out, life gets a lot better because right now you're always thinking about the next job, the revenue, the how am I going to keep this guy busy? What am I going to do to, I want to add a truck. Like when you start thinking about those things, all that can be cured by the top of the funnel staying very, very full.
Right.
And then you start, getting, again, and it's all a numbers game. I mean, if you guys, I'm sure I figured this out.
That's exactly why.
If you if you close at 40%, well, if you have 10 leads, well, you close 4 of them. You close 4 of them, right? That's 40%. If you have 100 leads, well, you close 40 of them. Again, the numbers shouldn't change as you grow the lead volume. Now, you might have, as you start some different lead tactics, you might have some that don't pan out as well, like the Angie's List leads. Everybody complains about those. Sorry, Angie. But on the other side is like you're going to have another lead source that you're going to, do very well in. And it could be the networking. I have one networking group that I'm involved with. There's 10 members, including myself. I've done business with 6 of them already. So 6 out of 9. And then they refer me to their friends. Like, that's great. I mean, but then again, then there's something else we did and it didn't, get 6 out of 9. So like it's a continuous game. Advertising and marketing, like it's a continuous game to keep staying on top of and looking at new things, but not jumping into every new thing that comes up because again, they could say, oh, we're going to have this blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I don't think I'm going to get anything out of that.
Yeah. Does it suit? Right.
Does it suit your business? Again, being more on the commercial side, less on the residential side, well, you got to think about what avenues are the best for that. And,
Right. Which is difficult, too. I'm finding that advertising to companies is not as easy as it is to
a homeowner.
To advertise
residential.
Residential,
Residential is a different market. And there's a lot more residential than there are commercial.
Right.
But on the other side is commercial has recurring revenue. Like where you do that Amazon and then you get the second Amazon, or you do the Amazon and then you have the yearly contract and the yearly maintenance contract. There's
Those
so many.
Which is important for me because when you talk about you're hitting the numbers because we want to hire techs. If we get maintenance contracts, now I can hire techs knowing, hey, we can just schedule our maintenance plan around having 1 or 2 techs. So now I know we're covered for that. We can hire them, and now we can focus on getting another van because we have that contract.
Yeah, and then that's where the growth starts coming. And again, if you get the one building in Monmouth County, and then there's 2 buildings in Ocean County, and you get those, well, now you have 3 buildings. And then if you stay true to your brand statement and your mission of doing quality, great work,
That's it. Yeah.
you're not going to lose them.
No, and we could see that.
And but you do have to build into your economic forecast. Churn's going to happen. Someone's brother-in-law now starts a company, and he's the hiring manager at ABC company, and because you did nothing wrong, you're going to lose that because someone's brother-in-law now is doing that work.
Correct.
So you have to think about that. But again, knowing that you do great work at a good price. You know that from the top line that's going to continue to grow, but then as you start to figure out, you will have some churn, you will have some business is going to close, and it has nothing to do with you, but it's going to happen.
It's just natural.
But again, as the funnel stays full,
right. So that's what we're trying to zero in on now is getting that funnel full.
Yeah.
And thanks to you guys, and then with the advertising and everything and the marketing,
that's great.
It's getting there.
And again, I think the idea is just to keep filling it up.
Yeah, that's it.
Get them as customers, keep
the circulation.
Put them on, get them into a maintenance plan, get them into a maintenance contract, and keep going.
Yeah, I mean, we're not stopping. I mean, this is going to be a long journey, like I said before, and if as long as we're offering the best service and we're putting our heart into it, so like some things go wrong. That's life, right?
Yeah.
Things go wrong, but we're going to take a loss. I'm not sitting here like profits. We got to make our profits. I mean, that's the goal. Yes. If we want to grow, we need to make profits. we have insurances and advertising. None of that stuff is free. So,
No.
But my thing has always been, I'm gonna show up. I'm not walking out on you. If I'm in this, I'm in it. I gave you my word. We're coming back. We're taking care of it. As long as you continue to do that, all the other people weed themselves out because they can't handle that fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we're taking on multiple things. I can handle the fire. I know he can handle the fire. So we're in it. I'm standing in it, and you're not getting me out.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
Yeah,
that's
man,
it.
at all times.
I love it.
wasted
Time
too
is
much time.
yeah.
Wasted too much time. It's now.
The stars have aligned.
I love it. This is great. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm happy that we met. We met through a K-Chev event. Shout out to K-Chev.
Yes.
But
Thanks for doing my commercial yesterday.
we were at Asbury Ale House talking about how to get you started with some advertising. I'm glad that we got to meet afterwards and that we're helping you with this. But I'm excited to see your growth. I think you're in for you're in a good place mentally. I think both of you guys are super focused, and I think that's going to be great for you going forward.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a lot of.
no matter how stressful it is, we're gonna enjoy it.
As long as you enjoy it and have fun,
that's the
go
type
for
of
it.
personalities we got.
So,
I mean, I'm stressed a lot,
Right.
but underneath it, like once I get to unwind, I'm a fun. You've noticed I joke around a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up today, let people know where to find you. So one of you give the website, one of you give the phone number, so you both feel like you're an important part of this process.
Visit us at doorkingtoday.com.
732-860-9004.
Guys,
I want to see you continue to grow and keep crushing it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Anybody that has a need in their store or warehouse, reach out today. doorkingtoday.com. We will replace any of your doors that are not latching properly. They're getting stuck open. The wind's pulling them. Wind's a difficult one. It's hard to combat that wind. But your closers on the top, your hinges are misaligned, doors scraping on the bottom. You need your sill replaced. You're getting water inside. Your glass is broken. You have any steel fire doors in the back, the alarm's going off, or your key's not turning it, you give us a call or reach out, doorkingtoday.com.
Awesome.
We'll take care of you.
Thank
today.
you, gentlemen.
Yes, thank you.